There we are.
There
Hello,
we are.
everybody. Woo! Problem solved.
Welcome to the Barrel Post Credit Show, where we play Call of Duty.
Yes, we are
Mobile.
playing the Call of Duties mobile. Well, he's playing the Call of Duties mobile.
That's a pretty good game.
Well, it's Call of Duty.
It's not wrong. It's not bad. Welcome to the show.
I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
We're here to talk about games we've played, movies we've watched, and other sort of nerd junk we've done.
It's 2019.
It's October 5th, 2019. So says on the title. Welcome to episode 196.
We're there. We're getting there.
We are.
We're getting there. I'm calling in a UAV.
Okay.
Yeah, UAV assists.
So,
Welcome to the show. Let's
cool.
we talk about games we play and movies
I
we've
just said
watched.
that already. You're playing a game and not listening.
Well, no, yes, because it's a Call of Duty game.
All right, so I watched hockey the other night because it's back. So
Oh yeah, we started. Did we win?
we did 3-2.
Okay.
Go Oilers! And while I was watching hockey, I started playing Super Blood Hockey on the Switch.
Whoa, that sounds insane.
It is a throwback to like the original NES type of game.
Yep. She likes it.
So you have 3 forwards, 1 defenseman, and your goalie is completely automatic and kind of just gets in front of the puck, and the puck will just bounce right off the goalie. But
What's the graphics like?
it is old school kind of not 8-bit, I guess 16-bit ish, like somewhere in between NES and Super Nintendo. But the whole point to Super Blood Hockey is that you can hit people as much as you want to hit them. So you can ram into them and check them until they fall on the ground. And if you check someone enough, you start an all-out brawl. So everybody but the goalies are fighting. And if you win that fight, one person is injured enough that they don't come back for the rest of the game.
Oh, just like real life.
So, but you don't get like a substitute player for them. They're just on the ice writhing in pain the rest of the game.
So they just leave them on the game.
They just leave them on the ice writhing.
How many bodies can you leave on the ground?
So far, I've had 2, and then any other brawls that happened, the person didn't get injured enough to fall down. So I'm pretty sure they leave you with 2 people. But you can essentially go forward against 2 if you start enough brawls and win them. There's a franchise mode, so I played an exhibition mode, which got me into the game. Pass, shoot, hit, move around. Those are your options on the screen. You can hold to pass harder, you can hold to shoot harder, you can hit people with the puck, obviously, to knock them down. Scoring's kind of janky.
Who made this game?
Yes.
No.
Scoring's kind of janky.
We won.
Yay. Scoring's a little kind of weird because you're trying to. The goalie kind of moves with the puck, so he's always in front of the puck. So you kind of got to pass the puck enough and move the puck around enough where he's not getting in front of it. Did Girati
Bless you.
and Lauren Lemke and Kitten Face Software. Either way, when you start
Ah, such a good hot developers.
when you start franchise mode, what you do is you end up having a
Second.
coach that comes up and he wants to start a team.
He kind of looks like Donald Trump.
He's bald,
Okay,
but yes,
better.
he's a bald guy. And what you end up doing is you have inmates that you hire as your hockey team.
Oh, so they're like the Suicide Squad.
Yes, but every team is built out of inmates because the whole point is fighting. Because the Super Blood Hockey League, that's what you do is you fight. So you get to name your team, you get to pick the country you're from, and then you play through games. In franchise mode, you actually have to stay in the money. So you have to win games. You have to feed your players. You can dope your players by giving them drugs.
So-
You can train your players. You have to keep, and you have to manage, and this is the big part, manage their brain damage.
So, how many crimes can you get them through? Like, how many drugs can you?
I don't know.
Is it specifically like I gave them drugs?
Yeah, you go into a back alley, you buy drugs,
Just
and
literally
you
like
go
that.
up to the player and you inject drugs into them to make them stronger.
And you have to monitor their brain.
If they
damage.
if they get into fights, their injuries instead they get their organs replaced, and eventually they're made up of like all fake organs, so they're no longer a viable player, and you just let them die, and you get a new player,
Oh, just like real hockey.
just like real hockey. So for a little arcadey hockey game, it's really, really fun. It's really cool. You can play up to 4 players, multiplayer, which obviously I haven't tried yet. But for like in between periods and stuff, and while watching hockey, it's not bad. Like I'll take it because I can still listen to the commentators talk about the actual hockey game. I can sit there and fight or play hockey or whatever it happens to be. So it's a fun little game, which is good. Last week I talked about my time at Portia getting updated.
Do you ever get?
I bought it. I played it. The load times are inconsequential, in my mind.
Well, I mean, you probably didn't experience it before.
No, and I didn't. But like people were still complaining about like the load times being long.
Even after the update.
Even after the update, like it was still like it's still a minute to load. I haven't found it to be that long. And also, when it's loading, the world is a wide open world. Like it's not like it's loading this part of a map and then this part of a map and then this. I
wonder how Minecraft loads. I don't know how that works.
It's always sectioned by and that's part of the secret to Minecraft is
it's all procedurally generated.
Yeah, and it can. It's like this is in memory, but we're not going to load it into the game until obviously you can
get there,
see it, and get there. Like World of Warcraft did the same thing. Like that map there was no loading zone. You could go from the tip point of this continent to the bottom part of the continent and without ever seeing a loading screen. And it's like, how did they do this?
Magic.
Right. So it's the assets only load when you're going to see them. But the game knows that they're there. Like it's magic, programming magic.
Obviously, they didn't put that magic into this game if people are still complaining about the load times.
I'm not finding the load times to be a problem. They've put in the voice, so they didn't actually have the voice acting in the Switch version of the game because it was slowing the game down. The voice acting's back into the game. Like all the pieces are there. I'm playing my time at Portia on the go, which is I'm actually accomplishing more than I ever accomplished on my PC, which we have streams on this channel of if you want to check out. But like I have accomplished more on my Switch at this point than I have.
Well, it's also probably part and parcel of you knowing the game.
Part of it's knowing the game. Part of it is also I can play it in bed. Like, to be honest, it is I can play a portable game.
I find it very difficult to play the Switch in bed, not because of the portableness, but like the rumble. It's very loud.
It can be loud. I've turned rumble down on certain games.
Like some point where like I was playing Astral Chain, I'm like, I got to turn it off. Like this is an action game. I can't. Like I have no issue with it.
Yes, but the person trying to sleep. See, and the biggest thing is if but both of my hands have it, so unless I got like the tightest of grips on those Joy-Cons,
or like a light grip, like
or yes, I'm holding it
like
you know, I'm gonna dip it in tea or something like that. Like I can't, because both of my hands make a sound.
Yeah.
So
the HD rumble, while it's nice, it's probably the loudest rumble I've heard.
I definitely turn it down if I'm playing in bed, because yes, otherwise the dog's gonna be mad at me, the wife's gonna be mad at me, everybody's just gonna be mad at me, except me, because I'm playing a video game and I'm happy. Either My Time at Portia, I've talked about it before. Cool game. You're an engineer first and then a farmer. The world you exist in is like a post-apocalyptic type world. Apparently the world before it, like the machines roamed and all of these bad things happened. So there's a church that takes data disks and they'll give you like seeds to grow and that kind of stuff. Or you can give them to the research lab and they'll teach you more engineering things to build. So I'm clearly giving them to the engineering people.
Are you upset? You want to come over there?
She goes, I just want love, man. Show me love.
I'm not your boyfriend.
She goes, good enough. You'll show me love. That's all I need, man. So that's cool. Untitled Goose Game I've played a bit more of.
I heard that gets challenging after a while.
It gets challenging in like the second. There's
It's one of those like infuriating, like but fun challenging.
Yes.
Like Baba Is You challenging.
So, like the second level of what I'm still trying to do because I can move on from the level already because I've done enough. But there's a challenge to break a broom, and I'm still trying to figure out how to break this broom.
I mean, the internet would help you, but obviously
it could. But in my mind, I'm like,
Sometimes I get that with Baba Is You, where I'm like, I can do this.
Yeah.
But I just don't.
And there will come a point where I eventually go, to heck with this. I will look it up, or I'll just move on and come back to it later.
Oh yes, we will.
Last week I talked about that one game where you have a giant purple hand coming out of your hand.
Stick It to the Man.
Stick to the Man.
Good game. Still a good game.
So I played a little bit more of that, but I also tried out Flipping Death.
That's their other game.
That's their other game. So you are a female who.
You're a Reaper, aren't you?
Well, so you start off just as a girl who is working in a a funeral home, but it's close to Halloween, and you're really into Halloween, so like you're scaring people away from the funeral home essentially, and you've got like devil horns on and all of this stuff, and you end up getting into a car crash and dying, but Death thinks you're his new like intern that he's asked for, so he gives you all of his stuff and is like, I'm going on vacation because you're my temp, so like bye, and you have to learn to be a Reaper. So you're solving people's problems, like ghost problems essentially, but you can possess people in real life by paying spirit tokens to flip the world back to the other side. So this is essentially the upside down, is like there's the one side and the world is backwards, and then you flip and the world goes the right way again and everything's bright and kind of, we'll go with cheery. And
not death.
Not death. And so that's one of those pieces, is like it's a cool game. Again, it's a weird little puzzle game, and you have to solve different problems in the real world to have things happen in the afterlife. And everybody in the real world, like there's an evil, bug man who's a bad guy. He's the poker. That's what it is. So he's but he pokes, and he's like a mantis, so his arm goes really far. So to get a paint can, you have to press a button with him. But then there's also like a weird little achievement to go poke like everybody else on the map. And everybody has, like, there's a police officer that's like, we've talked to you about this poking, my friend. Like, we can put you in jail for this. And you're like, you'll never catch me. Wah! And you're just like, poke. But like one of the first puzzles is to paint a boat. And you end up, I think, doing it with like a guy's tongue. So you get like the paint can to a guy, and then you get the guy to the paint can with the tongue, and he falls into it, and then you end up having, like, he's trying to brush the paint off on something. So you've got to get him to the boat. So he
brush the paint off on the boat.
Right.
That's cute.
It's kind of the same element of Stick It to the Man, but Stick It to the Man was like stealing the stickers to put them places. This is using the characteristics of those characters to do something else. So, cool game. Interesting.
I like those guys. They did a good job with Stick It to the Man. So.
Right, they do a pretty good job with all of that.
Very unique looking game.
Yeah. I finished Borderlands 3 last night.
Yeah, we did hear that. You can confirm that it is a video game with credits.
It has credits. Long credits.
Well, that's because the game took forever to make. So they enlisted almost everyone.
Well, but here's my thing. One, they put everybody's name in a single file line. Like, to speed up credits, they usually put, like, 12 names across and then scroll up.
No, I think you're used to the Kickstarter stuff and Patreon stuff.
One name at a time.
Or one column.
One column, one, like... I'm going... Okay. On top of that, they got to a certain point where they were just, like, letting people write their own thank yous. So if you worked on the game, you essentially got to write a thank you.
I bet you a lot of people
A lot of people wrote thank yous. And it was as brutal as going through a yearbook, where people were like, I'd like to thank my mom and my dad and my 6 dogs and my 2 cats and my lizards for the opportunity that was awarded to me to work on a game like this. Never in my wildest dreams did I think that...
I drew the art design UI element for this.
Well, and Lord knows that person, like,
They drew the skill art for the one...
Yeah, one thing, and they have, like, this massive piece of the credits that's getting taken up.
There's no way to skip it?
I didn't even try, because sometimes there's, like, extra junk if you don't skip credits.
I should find out.
I don't know. You can probably skip the credits. But either way, after the credits end, you end up back on Sanctuary, and you have to talk to people to progress things forward.
Because there's an end game.
There's an end game. So there's also the true Vault Hunter mode, so you can replay through the game with everything being way harder.
So New Game Plus.
New Game Plus, but with weird additions, like weird stuff happens. like weird effects take over you and or the other bad guys. And I'm like,
So New Game Plus.
okay.
Better New Game Plus.
So you can plug it in on a computer, or you can unplug it and that kind of thing. I don't know how it all works. I have to read into it a little bit more, because by the time I was done last night, I'm like, I just going to bed. But yes, I have gone through the whole game. The story was actually really, really cool. The Calypso twins are pretty badass, actually.
Bad or badass?
Badass. I was worried about them at first.
See, so was I.
A little bit. And then they've just gotten
they've turned influencer into a villain.
I know, but then that villain got more cruel and more cruel and more cruel as the game went on, and so it was just like, okay, cool. And then there's some other like twists and turns and stuff that you end up taking as you get further on into the game. So you and Chris, I believe, are pretty close.
Yeah.
Because Eden 6, there's a couple more visits you got to do, and then.
I'm on the 3rd fragment right now.
On
Eden 6.
But I love going through all the vaults like that. Crazy cool, as opposed to just searching for one and the game ending.
Welcome to the first game.
Right. So going to multiple vaults and having all of this story stuff happen and all of this jazz happens. As for another one, I'm not sure. I'm gonna wait till you guys finish the game, but like they could obviously do another one.
Yes.
But this one at this point has not set anything up.
Well, that's because they're waiting for the $80 DLC.
I know.
The $80 DLC. Or maybe it's close to $70.
And it's lower, but
way too pricey for if you look at how much the Spider-Man DLC was.
yes.
Compared to what the price of the Borderlands 3 one is.
But that's a season pass for a bunch of stuff, right?
What?
Because it's a season pass.
So was the season pass for Spider-Man.
No, I know that.
But you got extra costumes, you got extra levels, you got extras.
I know. So that's the piece. Is like I'll buy the season pass when I know what we're actually getting. Because that's the piece is we don't know what we're getting yet either.
Well, and I think they're just kind of on the other side, flip side of this, like with Smash Brothers, we bought the season pass without knowing even Joker was going to be the first character.
Yeah, a fighting game for me, a season pass is a little bit different because you kind of know, like, hey, Super Smash Bros. Here's kind of the list.
Because the big deal is like, well, they have no more characters. What are they going to do? Like, what they're going to put in Toadette.
Right, but who are they going to put in? But I trust them to put in the right people for what I'm spending. And again, that was a pretty cheap season pass to buy. And knowing Sakurai, yeah, like he's gonna put in some decent guys. Like we're gonna get some cool DLC.
Because we have one more left.
Yeah.
The current one.
Oh, to the current one, and then we'll get
whatever
more.
After that.
But
yeah, like it's way too expensive for this.
And Spider-Man I got for free because I got the PlayStation. Spider-Man PlayStation.
Oh, so you got the DLC for that? Cool.
Yeah. For buying a PlayStation with a Spider-Man logo on it, which I wanted anyways. So thanks. So yeah, I got it anyways. But this one is like Fallout 4. Like the DLC for Fallout 4 was. That season pass was stupidly expensive.
But it was very worth.
But it was worth it. So that's the
huge worth.
Piece is
like, are they going to give us a whole new planet for each one?
Right. And by whole new planet, I'm talking like a Pandora or an Eden 6 planet.
Yeah. Maybe not Eden 6. I would probably more like what was Atlas? The
Atlas planet. Yeah. Promethea.
Promethea. I would gauge it as the size of a Promethea planet. If it's DLC season 1 or episode 1, episode 2.
Sure, but like one of those planets as opposed to
extra story mission.
And like Athenas was not a real planet.
But that's what I'm thinking. Like it'll probably be.
Well, and we'll see, and that's the piece. That's what's going to determine whether I buy this because I like the game enough where I'm like, okay, the season pass is in my mind. I'm pondering it. Once that first DLC comes out, then I'll be able to.
I think we need to see a roadmap more so than anything of where they plan on bringing the game. Obviously, there's certain things they can't talk about because of an ending.
Yeah.
But who knows? If it's going to be like a one-off episode or if it's going to be like a Spider-Man situation where each episode built off the next one.
Yeah. So we'll see, and then or it's just another planet with something that's happening on that specific planet that you go and solve.
It's like go check out the vault or whatever.
So that's my piece. Is at this point now that I'm done,
I like to know a roadmap of where they plan on bringing the content for this game.
I really just need to see like the first DLC. I don't want to buy it necessarily right off the bat, but I need to like someone to be like, okay, this is what DLC 1 is, because I don't really need a new character, like a playable character.
I have no idea right now.
Because for me, I'm having fun with my Siren.
Siren is probably the best character class I've ever played in the Borderlands.
I've now also unlocked that third or that fifth thing on our Echo. So like the once you finish the story, you can start putting the foundation points or something.
Yeah.
I can start putting those points into stuff. So like I do extra gun damage now. Because numbers going higher.
Watching those, it's a never ending.
Which they make jokes about in the game, like they talk about that one. So that's funny, but yeah, like Endgame's cool. The Halloween event is coming. Right now we have like the anniversary event that's on.
Apparently not great. It's good, but not great.
Yeah. And I mean, it's enough of an event that it's.
But it's every week is different.
And every week is different.
So next week could be something like costumes, or next week could be.
They did release that on their Twitter. I will show you after. I was looking at it before we started.
Because it's a full month of anniversary.
It is every week is going to be different stuff. Yeah, and there is a roadmap for that event.
No, that makes sense though. That makes sense.
So yeah, once I find out what the first DLC is and how big it is,
and when it is,
and obviously when all of these things are coming out, then I might buy the season pass.
Because it's like, oh, everything should be expected by 2021. And I'm like, that's actually pretty.
That's a long time.
That's actually not that bad.
Spider-Man was pretty quick with those DLCs,
well,
which again is why they were.
Smash Brothers was even faster.
Smash Bros was pretty quick considering.
Because they said they were all the new fighters would be done by 2021. Well,
yeah. I know, and we're getting extra fight. Like they've been working hard.
It was 2019. Like you guys have one left.
Yeah, they've been working hard. But yeah, Borderlands, stellar game. Some of the bosses really hard. Some of the bosses really easy.
But I think it just depends on your build, the weapons you bring in, your play style, the characters.
Yeah.
Because I think at this current moment, I think Chris has the best character for solo play. The operative I hear is probably a better one. Although I think my Siren build is pretty good too.
I was gonna say I've had no real issues with solo play.
My Siren build is really good because it shares damage with everyone else.
Yeah, I was talking about one boss yesterday who gave me trouble because like he has this shield that was like made him immune to everything.
Yeah.
And like you were fighting just him, so like you couldn't strafe around him to shoot. Like he would just turn and like you'd shoot, and then he had a massive amount of health, and it took forever to beat him.
I picked up this sick grenade that does probably a good quarter damage on shields because it's corrosive.
But his shield you can't destroy. Like it's one of those projection shield things, so it's not like part of his shields. It's just like a physical shield, so you can't do anything about it, and it's just like, okay. So I would like run away. I just shoot him every once in a while, and it would do a little bit of damage, and then run around.
Obviously, the game has mechanics for this. Why not give the player a shield?
I thought that would be a cool character class. Is one of them with a
shield,
like a SWAT shield sort of thing.
Yeah, because we've seen Call of Duty do it. Even the original Borderlands had that. Borderlands 2 maybe had one of those characters had a shield.
Some of the guns have shields on them.
But like I'm talking about
like an actual that's kind of their weapon sort of thing.
Part of their weapon, part of their class.
Is the shield. Yeah, I dig it. And maybe that's a DLC character, even though reports are that they're not going to do DLC characters because no one actually uses them, finishes the game with them. Which again, achievement points show us, what people do and all of that kind of stuff.
Because it shows us percentages of how many people have done something with one.
So they'll see which class is the most popular class and all of that jazz. But so right now it's just events and all of that stuff, and for me, end game content.
I'd like to try some of the side modes with you guys at some point in time, like the horde mode, like the mission mode.
And that'd be good.
Like the separate from the main story stuff. At some point in time.
And then, because I didn't talk about it last week, and I'm not sure if I watched it last week or this week, because this week's been...
Yes.
But The Good Place started.
I have that, but I haven't. It's...
So the first episode for the last season.
Final season.
It's a good place.
I was reading a fun fact about that show the other day.
Yep.
Season 1, the big spoiler,
The big reveal.
the big reveal at the end
Yeah.
of season 1 where they're actually in a bad place.
Yeah.
And this is just like props to good acting. The only two actors who knew that twist was Ted Danson and Kristen Bell.
Oh yeah.
None of the other actors knew that. So like the other actors for like Jason, Tahani, like those guys, they were literally in a table reading where they found out. But Kristen and Ted knew since episode 1 what the twist was going to be. And I'm like, that's just good acting at some point in time.
Well, because there's
Like,
clues the whole way through.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like this doesn't seem like quite good.
Well, no, but like there's some of the signs or the stores or like this or that. Like if you look closely enough, there's signs that is the case, and then that kind of stuff. But yeah, this season takes off with obviously.
Did you watch the 6-part like 2-minute series on YouTube about the bad place making the selection?
No.
It's actually pretty funny. It's Kevin and some of the other demons basically around a table brainstorming ideas of like what people they should choose, and they digress by ordering takeout.
Oh yeah.
Like bad place takeout, and then figuring out like, oh, we need to like figure out who this person like who to pick, and apparently Evil Zumba was supposed to be in the same room, and then so like no, Evil Zumba's over by the 5 blood fountains over there now. And I'm like, oh, it's a fun little thing, and it does lead right into the selection process of those 4 that they've chosen.
Well, so everybody else in the world is fake, and Janet is running all of them herself. So she's pretty much running AI for a whole bunch of fake people. Obviously, the bad place has chosen their select people, who are all very interesting.
I know of the 2 so far. I don't know what the other 2 are. They've talked about one.
Okay.
Though the one like the person who just wants the peppermint.
Oh,
I don't know their name. And then Chitty's X. Those are the only 2 that I know.
There's a giant misogynistic salesman that they send there. So like Janet's his personal assistant pretty much at this point. Like he's like, oh good, a secretary, and she's like, I'm not a secretary, and he's like, sorry, administrative assistant. And then he makes like a Captain Marvel joke at some point, like just complete. Yes, they have thrown in a good mix of people for them to try and fix, and obviously if Eleanor is dealing with the cheaty of it all for, what's going on. So, and then of course it's the good place.
And would end with like each episode ends with something.
So there's obviously a twist at the end of the first episode that like leads into something else, and you're just like.
At least we have the knowledge and satisfaction of knowing that everything will come to an end.
And yes, that is the cool part.
Something more or less will wrap up.
I liked. I think it was Brian, where his theory was like it's just gonna loop back to like Eleanor waking up and Ted Danson opening the door, and like you can just rewatch the show in a cyclical fashion because that's just how the show's gonna end up working. So it's just gonna go back to season 1, and honestly, if any show could pull it off, it's The Good Place.
Mm-hmm.
I personally hope they all end up in hell, just because it would be the weirdest show. Like no real happy ending. They all end up in the bad place, and because a TV show wouldn't normally do that. Your ending. You're not gonna have
Well, especially with Michael Schur.
Sure. Yeah.
Like his rating is usually spot on.
Yeah, so that's the piece is like, and I never quite know what to expect out of his stuff. So I'm kind of hoping they end up in the bad place, but I'm sure the ending will satisfy me. Mm-hmm. That's all I've done.
So let's start with the hottest game released this week.
Yes.
Call of Duty Mobile.
Excellent.
It is Call of Duty on your phone.
On a phone.
It is. They spared no expense to port it. This is Call of Duty 4.
Mm-hmm.
It's the engine and when the character models from Call of Duty 4, basically. It looks like, and it is hella Call of Duty. It is. You jump into a match, and right now there's like Nuketown. There is, Killing Floor, I think, or the ship one.
Okay.
And the
Shipment.
No, not Shipment. The ship.
Oh, the ship.
I don't remember the name of it right now.
Yeah.
There's only like 3 or 4 maps.
Yep.
It is a 5-on-5 multiplayer.
Yep.
Experience. You build your loadout. You go into the match. It isn't on the phone, so there is 2 different control schemes. The classic one where being like you can swipe around on the left side to move your character, and then you hit the buttons to shoot, duck, jump. I'm playing on the mobile one.
Yep.
The mobile one where it's as soon as the character or enemy is kind of in your sights, it's gonna shoot.
Oh,
You don't have to press the fire button, which is nice.
that's interesting.
It's kind of helpful.
Yep.
That way, because when you're on a phone, you don't have that many buttons to press, so it just alleviates that one other one to hit the fire button.
Right.
So I'm finding that okay. So there's that mode. They've also included a battle royale mode into the Call of Duty Mobile.
Cool.
It is the battle royale mode from Black Ops 4.
Yep.
Where you start with nothing, you're jumping in, and it's battle royale. It's PUBG except as a first-person shooter. You can play it as a third-person shooter,
Oh,
but why would you?
that's weird.
Like, you want to play like the more unique version of it, play it as a first-person shooter. In my opinion. But yeah, it's super. I've only played one match with the battle royale.
Yep.
Completely lost interest in it,
Excellent.
and went back to the regular versus mode.
Battle Royale has to be done very
Yes. And because this is a free-to-play game,
obviously.
there is like battle pass, premium currency,
Yeah.
other premium currency,
Yeah.
some Halloween event happening where
Excellent.
like you can, I don't know, there's so much different currencies, and what's nice about it is that you can totally buy into all that stuff if you're totally into it.
Yep.
But I don't give a shit about any of that. I just want to go into the multiplayer mode and cook fools,
Right.
and you can do that.
Well, that's good.
And especially with the control schemes being like you just jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out.
Yeah.
It's easy to do. I know that controller support was there like for day one.
Yep.
For like a day.
Yep.
And then they patched it out.
That's not surprising.
And then they patched
Really?
They patched it out.
Controller versus a guy with his fingers. I wonder who's gonna win.
Who seems to be better?
That's it. Oh, I'm dead.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's Call of Duty on phone. It's not bad. It's just if you can get past all of the pay stuff. There's not much pay to win stuff other than like battle pass stuff. Maybe
Yeah.
you get better skins. You get other guns, not superior to the guns that you would
Just
normally
different.
unlock. You just get different guns, and yeah, it seems good.
Cool.
I like it. It's not like my game of the year, but it's a phone game.
I'm still really waiting for first-person shooters, and I was kind of hoping Halo would be like the first one to do it because they kind of started doing you had your Bungie account that was separate from everything else, and like if you bought Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and then you bought Modern Warfare 2, all the maps from 1 would still like be playable in multiplayer.
But money.
Well, no, but then
But how would they make money?
by selling the next game to unlock new maps.
But why would I buy the next game if my current maps are in the current game? Because
More maps, dude. More maps. People are spending the DLC for 4 maps is $20 on like Call of Duty. Still, Modern Warfare. So $5 a map. Like people are paying money for the maps, but you're gonna get the new story, but just have it so instead of 8 maps and that's all you're playing on.
But
there's now 16.
But there's no money in that because you want everybody to migrate. You don't want just have like a small percentage of people to migrate.
Yeah, but most people would migrate because they want new maps.
Mm.
Or you can have it so that, the players would obviously connect with the newer maps first or something like that. I don't know. To me, it's just
it'll never happen.
that was always my thing was Halo
I know
had some
Halo-
really good maps,
Halo did a good job.
and it would be a nice job if they, from Halo 1 to Halo whatever, you could play on those maps.
Mhm.
And then yes, obviously having
So
different stuff to encourage people to move over.
let's load up Call of Duty Mobile right now just to see. I haven't actually looked at any of the options in the game other than quick play.
Yep.
We've got retry. So let's go to multiplayer. Room has been canceled. Yeah, I don't care. So
the room's been canceled.
season, I can get. Oh wow, there's a lot of buttons here. There's a store button. There is.
Excellent.
It looks like there's 2 premium currencies.
Excellent.
One that I can actually earn,
Yes.
and one to give them monies for.
Yes, that's like the Call of Duty game on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got your multiplayer,
Yeah.
which apparently it's 2x weapon experience this weekend.
Excellent.
So there's events.
Excellent.
It's
Woo!
Call of Duty, baby. on a phone, and honestly, it doesn't look that bad.
No, it looks great.
Like for a phone game, this is a Pixel 2.
I was gonna say, but phone games have come
This is an old freaking hardware
a
now.
long way.
I mean, like I will use this until I need to get a new phone.
Yes.
Because the Pixel is amazing and it's just a good phone. But yeah, that game's awesome. For the little the effort that I need to put into it. I guess the follow the real piece of that. And of course playing Borderlands. I am on Eden 6 with you or with Brian or not Brian,
Chris.
with Chris. I don't know where Brian is right now.
I have no. He's watching dogs.
Yeah, we can still shoot things while watching dogs.
No, not these dogs.
Yeah, I guess so. Oh no! Look at all those codes.
All these codes.
Been doing that, and then I haven't really been playing a lot of Astral Chain. Guess I've been a little bit busy this week.
Yep.
But the on TV show stuff wise, I picked up Amazon
Excellent.
Prime, so I'm slowly getting into how that interface works because
Yes.
it's not as intuitive.
It sucks.
It's not as intuitive as Netflix. Let's be honest.
It
here.
sucks.
And Disney Plus looks like it's better than that.
Yup. Well, because Disney put money into it. Amazon was like, we can do shows.
But they don't classify. They don't split it very
Oh,
well.
it's horrible.
It's like
I hate.
and it's like,
their
oh, I
UI.
could watch this if you give us more money.
Yes, so they also have on Amazon Prime.
It's
you
like
can pay them
additional channels or something like that,
$12 a month.
depending on which channel it is. So it's like Stack TV is the big one right
Yes.
now. It's like I want to watch cooking stuff off the Food Network.
Correct.
Sure, you can
Yes.
for money.
So
But
again,
I'm like I already give you money.
so Amazon's big thing was if you've cut cable,
Mm-hmm.
and again, my household, we pretty much watch HDTV and Food Network.
Mm-hmm.
We can get access to those through Amazon Prime, but they have to pay those premium channels for
Correct.
their service, so you're
So it's
paying
like
for those premium
so
services.
instead of the $40 or $80, whichever price point you're on, like you have to pay an additional $12 a month.
Yeah.
For that, and I kind of see that's not half bad. It's like especially if it's for us, we would be interested in the.
If
Food
you're
Network.
in for
Like,
those
I can-
channels, totally.
And honestly, like I kind of have to wait for my Netflix stuff to
Yes.
first, because then I can kind of see where I'm spending my money. Because Disney
Yeah.
Plus is obviously going to be
Yes.
a 99.9% Truesies
Yes.
thing for us.
Yes. Disney Plus is in.
But it's just like between that and Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Like I've got Amazon Prime for $40 for the next 4 years.
Yep.
So I have to factor that into account. I'm like, then my Prime will be like $60 a year. No, like $60.
80.
No, because how much is it per month for those like premium channels? It's,
Oh, I
it's
don't
per
know.
month, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, oh, but then you have to factor that into account, and it's like it's just easier for me to find these things.
Well, so that's my thing is
like
like
Plex is great.
well, so that's my thing is like because I still have cable, so Food Network and so like that $12 a month subscription plus I watch hockey,
Mhm.
so and sports, so I like my sports channels, which I
I
can't,
can watch it on ESPN whenever I get it on.
which like I can't get my hockey. I can find ways to watch it, but again, if I were to get the NHL Sports Center thing or like that app, they black out local games.
I don't understand why.
Yes.
Are you supposed to watch it on your local channel? Is that why?
Yes. Dumb.
I was just gonna say like that's less money that they're getting because
Correct. So that's my thing is like, so I stay subscribed to cable because of sports and of the food and of the, because that's the other piece is it's not like you can just press a button and turn the Food Network on.
Mhm.
You press a button and watch Food Network's shows that they have on Amazon Prime.
so it's not like live.
So it's not live TV. So again, if I just want to like turn my brain off and watch people, you know,
you could just do that with your regular Food Network.
right? Like I can turn Food Network on and I'm gonna get
Right.
that kind
So
of
like
stuff.
that I'm not sure if that's something that
Yeah,
I'm
that
looking to.
service isn't 100. I'm not 100% sold on that one. It's
Yeah.
interesting, but I'm not 100%.
Right, and I can see that like the very like niche case scenario for someone like me,
Yep.
where currently I only pay for the $14 Netflix has,
Sure.
and then eventually whenever I'm gonna be charged for Amazon,
Yeah.
will be $40.
Yeah.
And so when Netflix is dropping because of Disney Plus,
Yes.
which is technically cheaper, right?
Yes. Disney,
Yeah, it's
Disney
cheaper,
Plus is
right?
cheaper.
It's cheaper, right? Yeah. So it's like then I'll have
Especially if you buy a year-long subscription.
yeah, right.
we've got Crave because we got it for Veronica Mars,
Oh, we don't have Crave. So.
and now my wife, because there's old HBO shows on there, so my wife is now rewatching Sex in the City.
Of course.
So I'm like, because we were just gonna watch Veronica Mars and can it, and now she's watching that, and I'm like, are we keeping Crave? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, then I'm just.
I will say though, like
I'm
I am
canceling Netflix now. Like, we're done. So
I am interested because as soon as I loaded Prime, I was like, oh, cool. I haven't watched Community in so long.
and
I'm
again,
like,
this
yeah.
is where Amazon Prime pisses me off: is to watch a TV show. I can watch Community, and you finish season 1. Then you have to find season 2 and start season 2, or at least you had to the last time I was.
I was just
watching.
gonna say because we searched up anime the other this morning, and I'm like, I heard their anime selection's pretty good. I searched it up. There are so many volumes of Pokemon,
Right.
and they're not organized how Netflix organizes it. Like, kudos to Netflix for organizing it the way that they do,
Yes.
because that's easy.
Yes.
But when I have like, if this is the Black and White series. This is
Yes.
it, like volume 2.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
I'm
it's
like, just give me episode 1 to. Bleh.
Pokemon the series, Diamond and Pearl, season
Yeah, like
10,
it's-
volume 1.
Yeah.
Pokemon the movie, 2000. Pokemon Lucario.
The movies are probably okay
The
because
movies are fine.
Yeah.
Pokemon the series, Diamond and Pearl, season
Yeah.
12, volume 4.
like it's not in order. It's not in any sequential order. And with the series like Pokemon, as long running as Pokemon,
yeah.
you would think that there's some semblance of order.
You pretty much just have to.
Because I think what happened was they got the rights for the discs,
Yes, they did.
those home discs, and then they said, "Cool, shove it on Amazon Prime,"
Yes.
and then said, "Cool, like you want to watch Pokemon? We don't have this volume, but we have this volume."
Yes.
But what happened to this Pokemon in this episode? Yes. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, it's goofy.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not a huge fan of that organization style.
Yeah.
But certain easy things like movies, shows that are for sure like in one, like 2.5 Men.
Sure.
If I want to watch all 2.5 Men, it seems pretty decently organized.
Yeah.
House seems decently organized.
House is on there.
Yeah.
Well, because again, they're just going off of essentially
A DVD
the
release,
DVD collection,
which is-
yeah.
It's easy in North American releases, but Pokemon was such a shit show.
Yeah.
It was always it still is a shit show.
Heroes is on here.
Um,
And then I love because like it's Amazon has like some of the weirdest stuff on there. So like I just looked up Pokemon
okay, so how
and I got further ways down the thing. Like I'm looking now at 2.5 Men and this kind of stuff. But there's also Bikini Destinations, season 1.
there was a season 2?
There's 4 seasons
Why?
of Bikini Destinations.
Why?
Um,
There's the internet.
Established as one of the world's most popular shows featuring beautiful women, top bikini models travel to spectacular distant locales for dramatic photo shoots. High-definition cameras are rolling on every detail as the girls do what they do best, look stunning on camera,
Is this-
and enjoy the sweet nectar of life.
Is this just the Fire Festival?
No.
That sounds like the Fire Festival marketing.
Season 1 has 15 episodes.
I'm worried.
I want to play an episode, but then it's going to be on my...
I know, and then it's gonna be like, what are you watching? Yes.
Well, and it's not even that.
Science.
It's just going
I
to
was
be
doing
like...
it for science.
But it's gonna feed me like stupid what to watch next.
Yeah, because Netflix, you can do that where you can like delete stuff from your history.
You can on here. I don't know where it is because I've done it before where I'm like, what? That's not a thing. Click it and I'm like, that's a thing. But Amazon Prime has the weirdest selection of that stuff that I've
and
found
it's not-
so far.
And it's not well. Not what's the word I'm thinking of? Not choreographed. Not very well cataloged.
Yes.
The cataloging is very strange
Yes.
because it's
Yes.
it
Clear video search history is one of the things.
in case you want to delete an episode of season 3
Bikini Destinations, yeah.
that one episode that you watched repeatedly.
Well, and that's the funny thing. Like you click on one of the most because I was trying to find like old horror movies that were crap, and now I'm
Yu-Gi-Oh is another one of those ones where
Yu-Gi-Oh's
it's
on
so
there.
weird to like there's no order in that.
Nope.
Whereas Yu-Gi-Oh on Netflix, it's easy to see like this is season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4.
But for the
and then moving to GX, which is not on Netflix,
correct.
which is the best season.
And I Yeah, I watched like a really stupid movie the one time, like as a B-rate horror flick, but because it had like the nudity and the swearing and all of that stuff,
Did I recommend you others?
I have like Wild Things as recommendations, which is not something. The Big Birdcage, which is pretty much the front
Isn't
cover,
Alexa-
is a bunch of people like
Doesn't Amazon have Alexa?
yes,
Should Alexa not be some semblance of intelligence?
yes, but like
Should
that's
they not apply that Alexa technology to Prime Video recommendations?
you would think, but that's like I get the weirdest recommendations, and it's helped since I've watched like the Jim Gaffigan show and The Boys. Like
Sure.
it's finally kind of starting to even itself out.
Yeah,
but
but-
like you start your Amazon Prime history off with like one bad horror movie because that's all they had when I started watching it, and I got the most random stuff.
I'm okay with if that's the case, then I'm okay with mine because mine is episode 1 of Community.
Yeah.
Episode 1 of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX.
Yeah.
Totally okay with it. It gives me
Yeah.
that stuff. I'm okay.
Yeah,
with
but when I looked up Pokemon, it gave me Bikini Destination, so just
I'm gonna be watching, Digimon and then porn.
Yep, porn, soft core
and then porn.
porn. Blue Valentine.
So I've been dipping my toes into that, getting
Whose
some.
line is it anyway?
Is it on there, or is it
UK. That means it's even better.
Interesting.
With Colin Mockery, Ryan Stiles,
So,
Greg
like,
Cruz,
three
and
quarters-
one UK comedian.
So 3/4 of what makes it okay. There's just no
Oh, so it's the regular Whose Line guys, but Clive Barker, who's the UK guy on here, the balding man. They're Drew Carey. Interesting.
So I've been watching that, and then Carmen San Diego
Oh,
season
yes.
2 dropped on Netflix,
Cool.
and it's super good.
Nice.
It is super fun, and it's very much a kids show, but it's still got that like intrigue and
Yeah.
mystery as an adult, thriller
Mhm.
kind of thing. It's like, oh, there's conspiracy theories between Vile and Acme and Carmen's groups, and it is the biggest like misunderstanding of the entire of the show. It's like they think that Acme thinks that Carmen is still working for Vile,
All right.
but she left Vile, she betrayed them. So
Yeah.
Vile's looking for her, and it's the biggest I think you're the villain, but they're the villain of this person, and it's just like this giant misunderstanding. It's great. It's just fun to watch. So and everyone's back to voice their own characters, which is good too.
Oh, there you go.
I'm actually surprised the turnaround for season 2 for Carmen San Diego, honestly, because it's like we've got that, but we still don't have a season 2 for Hilda, and we don't have a season 3 for Dragon Prince.
It really depends on showrunners.
Right, the showrunners and the production company, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, I guess they pumped out Carmen faster than Hilda, because I think Hilda is all hand drawn still,
Oh, okay.
I think
And
Hilda's-
that would make a big difference.
which sad, but it's still a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carmen San Diego's. This last episode, they went to Japan,
Oh yeah.
which was really, really cool because one of Carmen's senseis
Yep.
is from Japan, and the long, spoilers, but no spoilers, they end up working together
Yeah.
for reasons, and so part of his backstory is they went to Japan to fulfill something of his,
Oh.
which was really, really cool. And of course, it's still a educational show, so they have little bits and pieces of
Yes. What's
the,
going on?
what's the difference between a ninja and what's the difference between a samurai, and then they cut to player explaining the differences between ninjas and samurais in Japan culture.
Yep.
Another recent episode was I want to say Rio de Janeiro,
All right.
so it was really, really, really
Rio.
it was very colorful. There was parades. They had some histories about World War II warboats that got they got repurposed into vehicles.
Oh, okay.
And so they're like, but that's how they're gonna transport this, the illegal stuff across this parade float. They're gonna dress it up as a parade float,
And then move it.
Yeah, and then move it into the ocean. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Why not?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
let's carry on with this episode. So there is a little bit of learning still in the show, and it's not entirely just action cartoon. So, other than that, video game wise, I downloaded a PSVR game. I will end up playing it.
Will you now?
It's free. It was free. Apparently, it's called it's called Riggs Mechanized Battle something or other, but it was a PlayStation launch VR launch title.
Oh yeah.
Essentially, you are in a giant mechanized robot suit. Done.
Excellent.
Done.
Done.
VR. Let's go. So, whenever I get off of this Borderlands thing, I will.
Whenever that ever happens.
It'll happen eventually. I just need to grind it out some more. Like I said, I think I just need a day, just to play that game, because it's like every time I get into it,
Yep.
I'm like, oh, gotta go to work. Oh, I played for like 2 hours and I go to sleep.
Yep.
But I just want to commit like a good like solid 8 hours into the game, because it's good enough that I want to keep playing. So
Yes.
like it's not entirely offensive to me. It's just it could be better. I mean, just last night we found the remapping.
You found old.
We found the remapping of weapons to the face buttons,
Yes.
and by God, it has made my life way easier in that game. When I know that I press up, it's my pistol. When I press down, it's my shotgun. When it's left, it's my assault rifle, and right, it's my
When I play mine,
rocket launcher.
not with you guys, because there's no input lag due to like, it's going to someone else's game. I know if I'm on my pistol and I press my triangle button twice, I've now got my assault rifle.
Right.
Like, I know that, but when I play with you guys, because there's that little bit of input lag, it doesn't always register the double click.
I think for me, it's just easier. Like if I know that I'm about to drop, like I'm gonna drop really quick here. I know if I hit down, it's my shotgun.
Yeah.
I don't have to like cycle through the different weapons, because the extra few seconds makes a huge difference when in the second wind for me, because I know that
when lasts so long, it's
well, because if you're in a situation where a monster's hitting you, it lowers it, right? So if I know if I whip up my shotgun, you're already in front of my face.
Oh yeah.
You're going down in 2 shots.
Yeah.
And I can get back up and let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, like when I play my own game and I'm going down, I can press it quick enough and I'm fine.
I know, but it's that situation where it's like, oh, I switched too far, or I didn't switch far enough, or
See, that only happens when I'm playing on multiplayer, because there's
I don't have that
a
issue.
little bit of lag.
It's not the lag issue. It's just the convenience of like I know that like down is my shotgun, because my shotgun is wicked powerful right now. It's basically a sniper rifle.
I had a sniper rifle that was pretty much a shotgun.
But yeah, that control stuff. The only thing I had to give up was the UI element of swapping back and forth between op missions.
Yes.
Which is fine. I'm fine with that, because now I just have to hold the triangle to swap between firing modes, which is perfect.
That's easy enough.
Perfect. But yeah, like that control scheme has changed my life in that game.
Well, I'm happy it worked out.
Like that's infinitely better.
I can still point at stuff.
I don't need to point at stuff.
I just do it to bug people when I'm playing. I'm like, that one.
Okay, Apex. But other than that, that's all I'm up to.
Cool. And then there's the Borderlands anniversary celebration.
Yes, I saw I saw the top part. I didn't actually read it.
So, bonus loot, boss loot this week.
Yep.
Till the 7th. Starting next week, rare spawn hunt.
So like Todd McFarlane's gonna show up.
Sweet.
And then Spawn's gonna come in and
Yes.
kill us all.
Week 3, show me the Iridium.
I don't know where you guys are getting this Iridium from. I'm like at 800 Iridium.
I'm at more than 2,000.
Yeah, where are you guys getting this Iridium from?
Punching the crystals, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I only get like 2 or 3.
Yeah. Punch more crystals.
I mean, like it's not a big deal for me.
Punch more. There's bad guys that eventually turn into crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, punch
Those
them
guys.
too.
Yeah.
They still give 3 or 4. And then then side quests and all that stuff. I have, over 2,000 crystals.
I don't. I've used it once.
And now I have... You get something later that can use them. That's all. But show me the Iridium, and then Mayhem on Twitch.
Who knows what that means?
Sure. And then...
Spooky surprise.
Yes, the week of Halloween we have Spooky Surprise, which we've already gotten some details about the Halloween event itself, so...
Cool.
They're adding a whole new game mechanic involving fear. Just for the Halloween event. And then there's guns that will take down or use that fear to boost the weapon.
Neat.
So there you go.
Cool. That's it for the shoe. Really big shoe.
And they both lasted.
It's gonna crash now.
I'm fine with that. We're done.
Goodbye.
Thanks for watching the show.
We'll see you guys next week.
Check us out at barrelrollnews.com.
You can find all of our social links and all of the ways you can contact us.
And of course, help us out by
Sharing.
yes, and liking.
Smash that like button.
Yeah.
Smash it.
Hold on,
Smash it.
let me-
Smash it.
let me-
Smash it.
hold on.
Smash it.
Let's
Smash.
oh, yeah,
Smash.
uh,
Smash. 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 Kept you waiting, huh? Do you think Konami has the rights to that?
Oh, that sound?
Yeah.
No,
You don't think so?
no, not enough. Not enough to like.
You don't
It
think
is.
so?
No.
I mean, it's iconic.
It is iconic.
So like, if anyone were to use it in something else,
Yeah. Oh yeah, if we were using it in an actual like, you know,
a film,
a film, I'm sure we'd have to like
talk to
talk to
Konami
them, but
or get sued by them,
just
one or
as
the other.
yeah, or you know what? Again, go for it.
It'll give us positive.
I would love that article on IGN. Konami sues Barrel Roll News, who gets 1 viewer a week. Bring it.
Causing controversy.
I also have this button. It's for swearing. But you gotta hold it.
Do you have a sneeze button?
Not yet. I can get one.
You gotta make a sneeze
I
button.
can get a sneeze button.
Yeah.
I can get a sneeze
A
button.
sneeze button will be.
And I can also hold on. I've got it set to like make our voices echo, but
That's okay.
for the end of okay, I'll press that button then. So to end the show, everybody, check out barrelrollnews.com. Bye.
I don't know.
Pressed the wrong button. Tony,
You're
I pressed the wrong button.
You're powering up the cloud.
I am always powering up my cloud. There, we're on the end screen. We're good. We're still talking though.